Previously on Somarrian Hunt.
For you, barbarians, the hunt is over.
Now on Somarrian Hunt. The Graver's Dig hunting lodge glistens and shimmers through tropical heat waves. The barbarians arrive on horseback, happy to escape the savannah and the relentless Anumian sun. Guides descend upon the hunters, relieving them of their gear and taking their horses. Skahak and Hajra lead the barbarians to the front door. Torgrim grabs Skahak by the sleeve before she can enter.
You mentioned something earlier about a dwarven princess?
She shrugs off his brazen touch.
Give me your hunting bag.
Why?
I already had one bag go missing. I'm not going to lose a second. If you want your reward points, the trophies are in the bag.
She snatches the bag from the dwarf and enters the lodge. Inside the mead hall of the lodge, Torgrim shadows Skahak, a brooding storm, followed by the rest of the dog-tired barbarians and their actual dogs.
She was imprisoned.
In prison? What for? Why?
She rounds sharply on Torgrim.
For being demanding and insolent. Greedy insistence upon back rent.
What about her guards?
Brigthwina imprisoned them too. Confiscated all their shite.
Skahak stops, motioning the barbarians close.
I need one of you to volunteer to be interrogated.
Interrogated?
Why?
To determine if you had anything to do with Rashidi's disappearance.
We said we didn't.
Toxics will go to the truth. Now, must I choose?
On your huckleberry.
The interrogation room of the lodge is a small stone cell with an iron-barred door. Torgrim sits strapped in a torture chair, thick, blood-stained leather straps clenched tight around his head, arms, legs, and waist. He struggles mightily, straining.
I will only tell you this once. The harder you resist, the harder it will be for you.
Taxix, a Taxian psionic interrogator, sits in a chair in front of Torgrim. On his back is a large catharchy insect. Blue glow tubes connect insect and Taxian. Taxis puts his index finger on Torgrim's forehead. Blue diaphanous tendrils snake out from the Taxian's hand to Torgrim's temples. Torgrim faints. Torgrim wakes, shakes his head, blinking to push back the migraine pressure cracking his skull. He stands next to Taxix in a ramshackle dwarven rathskeller populated with a half-dozen Torgrim clones, eating, drinking, and chatting.
Where am I?
A stone bar contains a vast display of alcohol bottles. A keg wall is comprised floor to ceiling, cracked and leaking barrels, their contents pooling on the floor. Taxis sniffs the foul air and spits, disgusted.
Welcome to the chaotic mess of your mind.
Sultry Torgrim, in trench and fedora, casually leans back against the bar, downs the rest of his dirty martini.
I don't have a dirty mind. Just a dwarven sense of ironic.
Angry Torgrim, senior to this bunch, covered in blood, his beard long and matted, steps out from the bar with his dual-bladed sword.
Get out of my thoughts!
Angry Torgrim swings at Taxix. The blade, and then Angry Torgrim, pass through the insubstantial Taxian. Torgrim doubles over, clutching his head.
Stop antagonizing him.
A keg falls from the keg wall, bursting wide, revealing child Torgrim, who spills out on the floor.
I don't like him. He's scary.
Taxix ignores the inhospitable Raskeller patrons and moves to the secret door on the opposite wall.
There it is.
Taxis opens the door and strides through. As the Fellowship of Torgrims struggle to keep up, Taxix strolls down Torgrim's memory lane, a mining tunnel lit by glowworms. The right wall is occupied by an endless stream of Venetian blinds, hanging vertically. Taxis stops and pulls apart the gap between two blinds, revealing Torgrim's memories. A real-time, simultime cast. Torgrim nudges his Torgrim partner.
Well, that's fascinating. Oh, that's horrid shit!
Well, if you had the mental discipline, you could revisit your life in perfect precision, unfiltered by your emotional immaturity.
Taxis shrugs.
Seems to be in working order.
He continues down the corridor, followed by a column of Torgrims, occasionally stops to glance behind the memory blinds.
Tell me, what are you looking for?
Truth.
He yanks hard on a string, revealing a memory window and Sally's duel of words with the Bulbarians.
Come on, Bulbarians! Let's battle!
Taxis watches the encounter intently until Sagacious appears and kidnaps Rashidi.
See? No one goddamn listens to me!
Torgrim wakes in the torture chair to the most savage hangover in the history of hangovers. Taxix pushes back from Torgrim and stands. Skahak puts a hand over Torgrim's mouth to muffle his screams.
Well?
Story checks out. Sagacious took Rashidi, as they claim.
Right. Okay. Get up, Torgrim. Time to count trophies.
Torgrim staggers to his feet.
Well, next time, won't you use a little lube next time and give a brother a proper reach around, eh?
The Bulbarians file into the Estumo chamber, otherwise known as the Hall of Reckoning. A huge white pentagram dominates the floor. Above it floats a silver cube, 20 foot each side. Large incense burners in each corner belch thick fume.
Oh, what is that smell?
Pansy flees, gagging, followed by Claw and Armando.
Sulfur, demon faces, burnt souls.
Calcimir's breath.
Torgrim escapes the morass of rank fume with the others. Calcimir shrugs, takes a drink from his wineskin. Skahak tosses the bag of holding into the silver cube. It sticks and then slowly drifts to the gravity well center.
Arstergia Goeta Valak.
The dead tunnel terror appears in stasis within the cube. Out of the floor below the cube rises a steel yard scale. The spider comes to rest on the pan holder. A counterweight with illuminated numbers slides along an arm. As it moves, the numbers increase until they stop on 1,800. Skahak waves the tunnel terror off the scale, and the process continues with the next trophy. Tunnel terror eggs. Pierre de Clement. Pierre de Clement's duelist comrades. 6 Atars, and finally 2 Atars alive. Double points.
I'm keeping the gear. I've been too generous already, allowing you to keep points for trophies you know you did not properly earn.
The points are adequate. I am not concerned with the spoils.
You may keep the eggs.
Back outside, Skahak and Calcimir join the rest of the Bulbarians in the fresh air.
I'm going to officially announce your score.
Next to the lodge is a tall announcement tower. Skahak climbs the ladder to the top, followed by the rest of our heroes. Skahak removes a mallet from a hook and hands it to Cal.
You get the honor. Bang the gong.
Hanging above their heads is a 10-foot diameter brass gong. Cal hammers it vigorously 3 times. On Graver's Dig below, villagers stop whatever they're doing and gather around the tower, gazing skyward at Skahak, who waves to the crowd.
The Bulbarians have returned with a record of 27,600 points.
A silent spell descends upon Graver's Dig. Then murmurs ripple through the onlookers.
Really?
Those idiots?
No way.
Odds were 8-1 against. They probably cheated.
What's a Bulbarian?
I've never heard of them.
What
about the bees?
It's a new record for the Graver bracket to the Somarrian Hunt.
She writes the score on a huge scoreboard for all to see.
I'm sad to report that Pierre de Clermont and his entire party have been slain.
She writes a big bloody red TPK over his name.
Term Invisible is disqualified and now enemies of the hunt. There is now a 20,000 tort reward for the head of Sagacious the Wizard and 500 for the Goblin Sally.
A red geckon appears. It flies around the tower and hovers in front of Armando. It holds out a letter in its little claws. Armando takes the letter and opens it. On the surface of the scroll appears an enchanted magical mouth, and from it a loud voice booms.
Armando, it is I, Cosmo the Magnificent. I hear you are back from the hunt. Come, see me at once.
It appears I have an engagement with a wizard.
Oh, her, Bardman. Take me with you. I need to gather some information.
Later, after the official announcements, at the bottom of the tower, Skahak hands Calcimir a bag of casino chips.
No more mischief, barbarians.
The hunt official makes a hasty retreat onto other duties. The barbarians gather around Augie, unloading a quarrel of questions into him.
Ow. Where's the bar? Ah, there.
I want to schedule a singing gig.
Where can I rent a nice bed?
Let's throw a party.
Here's our winnings. 2,760 torts, 552 each.
Okay. First you, Pansy. The arena is available for private parties. It costs 5,000 torts, but that's just the minimum bar tab. Alcohol sales will offset the rental fee. All in all, you pay nothing. Trust me.
That is a great idea. Let's do it.
We will guerrilla market the party with an army of guides that will blanket Graver's Dig and Shield. Come and celebrate the Barbarians' momentous victory.
Pansy hands Augie 200 torts.
I work triple hard for you.
Spare no expense.
Armando, you want a singing job, yes? I suggest Pansy's party. Win-win.
Armando adores music, and this is music to his ears.
The merely magnificent Armando, bard to kings and king of bards, would be happy to perform at this party.
And we need more entertainment.
The flying circus are on the hunt, not available. But there are more fly circus acrobats available for hire. Acrobatic bees. Now you need to talk to Tofu.
I love Tofu. Who is Tofu? Is he a halfling?
Oh yes, they are all halflings.
And for the next few minutes, they make party arrangements. In the end, it's settled. The party takes flight at 7 p.m. At Cosmos' tower, Armando phases in like before, the golem sizing him up.
Armando, I'm glad you survived. It's always a question when one goes on the hunt. I hear Pierre de Clermont did not make it.
Oh, I witnessed his fall. It was terrible.
Cosmo pulls out a box and places it on the counter, opens it, and reveals 3 weapons.
Regarding your singing sword, we have 3 options. Masterwork, enchanted, and double enchanted. 1,000, 5,000, and 12,000 tort, respectively.
Oh, goodness. Seems like the enchanted blades are outside my budget. Do you have a payment plan?
I do.
Oh, I could play at events, entertain the crowds outside your tower.
No, I thought you said payment plan.
I can pay 500 torts in advance and I'm good for the rest. Remember, I led my party through the Great Hunt unscathed against a tunnel terror, Aemon duelists, and Attars. Clearly, I'm not going to die soon, right?
Give me 500 now. And each month you can pay 1,000 torts against the balance, plus 100 for interest.
Okay. Can we make the 20th of the month the due date? Because most of my bills come early in the month.
Cosmo takes notes.
Pick up the blade.
Armando does so, admiring its fine craftsmanship. Then Cosmo snaps his fingers and the blade magically materializes in the wizard's hand.
You see? It is a no-risk loan.
Oh, bravo, Cosmo. You are a salesman and repo man. Truly wonderful and innovative.
For the next 30 minutes, Cosmo explains to Armando how the singing blade functions.
After consideration, I would like to name this sword Karaoke.
It does sing in your voice.
Oh, Cosmo Magnifico, you have done a most magnificent thing.
That is why they call me Cosmo the Magnificent. For that very reason.
Now that our business is concluded, I have an acquaintance.
You brought me more business?
Oh, my friend and ally, fellow barbarian, Torgrim.
Well, send him in.
After Armando departs in a whoosh, Torgrim is permitted entrance, phasing in next to the golem.
Welcome, Master Torgrim. I am Cosmo the Magnificent.
Torgrim lays the newly acquired great sword on the counter.
I believe this to be enchanted. Can you reveal to me its secrets?
Cosmo pulls on white cotton gloves before handling it.
I'm sorry about the tunnel terror goop.
Cosmo opens a box, removes brass goggles, and puts them on. He inspects the sword closely, delicately, romantically.
You wish me to reveal its magical properties?
Yes, that's exactly what I wish.
Cosmo points to the counter.
100 tortoise right here.
Yes. Sounds fair enough.
Torgrim stacks 100 torts worth of casino chips on the counter.
Torgrim, this is Fang. And Fang, this is Torgrim. Torgrim is a barbarian. Fang is a necromantic construct that inflicts physical and, shall we say, death harm on any living creature it encounters.
Torgrim leans closer as Cosmo deep dives into Fang's special properties. Later, Cosmo finishes polishing Fang with wax and oil and hands it back to Torgrim.
You have other inquiries?
Yes. Yes, I do. In Graver's Dig recently, I was told of a confrontation between a dwarven princess and a person who I believe is in control of the resort.
Brigthoena. I say her name without invoking it. The rumor swirling is that this argument got rather heated. Land disputes, taxes, you know how dwarves are.
No, not at all.
All the dwarves were stripped, and the hunters had the whole lot sent to the brig, the brig.
Okay. Where the hell's the brig?
Underneath the arena. Her typical MO in these sorts of seizures is to feature the prisoners in the arena.
So, she's to be a gladiator?
The scuttlebutt of the matter is that Brigthoena plans on ransoming her back to her clan.
Torgrim chews on this information.
What can you tell me about the developing Sagacious saga?
Oh, I don't know much, really. Other than he stole one of them magical enchanted hunt bags and he stole our referee.
Sagacious is an enemy of Brigthoena. He might be the ally you're looking for if you're planning on rescuing the princess. What was her name?
Sraka. And she's my cousin.
Cosmo leans back, pale, eyes wide.
I could put you in contact with Sagacious if you plan on taking action. I have a special noise-dropping, soundproof room I will lend to special clientele.
Really? I might take you up on that.
In the Graver's Dig market, Calcimere and Claw approach the Gnome Trader, where Brandy is busy sweeping around her cart.
Hey! Come for more potions?
Oh no, Brandy. No.
They're not the most potent, but they are cheap.
Not potent. Cheap. That's blasphemy. This is my hunt confrere, Claw. We were hoping to work a trade with you.
A trade? With me?
In our Somarrian Hunt travels, we came upon a terror, a wicked monster, a giant, mutated chicken beast.
A chicken? Like a were chicken?
A giant mutated chicken, at least 3 or 4 Calcimers tall.
That's a big chicken. I've never seen a chicken that big.
We found its nest, full of eggs, and we discovered they have healing properties.
Eggs that heal?
Yeah, we ate them.
You eat the eggs?
What else would you do with eggs?
I don't know.
One egg fed an entire party of 5.
Our health fully restored.
Sounds too good to be true.
Brandy, you've always been so good to me. So honest and professional. Why would I lie?
Let me see one of those eggs. I need to examine the goods.
Calcimere rummages through the burlap sack looking for a choice one that isn't obviously alive or wiggling.
Of course. Here.
Cal hands Brandy the egg, doing his best to hide the fact that he's casting a thaumaturgy spell. The egg ignites in glorious blue-green phosphorus.
Ooh. It glows.
The glowing sheen ripples over its slimy, veined exterior, pulsing around Brandy's fingers with radiant life energy.
It's squishy.
Didn't we say it's fresh?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
After Brandy hands over the casino chips, the 2 revenge-seeking conspirators make scarce before the spiders hatch.
Thank you so much, Brandy. You are so beautiful. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.
Calcimere and Claw run, laughing. Around the corner, they stop and double over in fits of giggles.
Now what?
The other night, you fell asleep mid-flirt, which I found incredibly rude.
I do apologize. That was not very gentlemanly of me. Do continue.
Claw holds up a key, ringing it like a bell.
Agi arranged a house. It's not for sleeping, though. This human need to sleep is quite beyond me.
2 blocks over, Cal and Claw walk briskly past a row of tenement houses in mid-conversation.
So what is this Kalatan Fatalo that you belong to?
A druid lodge in the Garnon Forest, dedicated to the study of dragons.
Dragons? Truly?
Truly, dragons. Magnificent creatures.
Not that.
I love a tome as much as any scholar, but I've always wanted to experience the splendor of the world on my own terms, not those of the stodgy elders. I was raised to shun other species. Can you believe it? When the Empire came and encouraged us to disperse, I gladly did so.
They stop in front of Chan Guild House number 4. Claw checks the numbers on the key and finds they match, mounts the stairs, and tests it. Click. Inside the Chan Guildhouse number 4, it's country comfort clean with all bare essentials required. A fire burns warmly in the hearth with a 4-poster featherbed in the corner, its linens turned down. On the kitchen table, a small fruit basket and 2 bottles of wine with a small note that reads, "Why fall asleep when you can fall in love?" Cal opens a bottle and pours a deep burgundy into goblets. They hand one to Cal.
What is your Kelatan Tatalo?
Cal sits on a well-used leather chair by the hearth, closes his eyes, nose over goblet, drinking in the wine's notes.
Growing up is difficult for any child. A child misunderstood is punishing. How do I say this? I was not always this form. I was painfully not the gender I wished to be.
You humans and this obsession with binary gender.
My parents did not understand, of course. So rather than frustrate them further, I traveled abroad to seek my fortune. Eventually, my travels took me to the man that would become my mentor, Scheherazade. It did not take him long to understand or notice that I was not comfortable being myself. He took me under his wing, and with the divinity Dionysus, they crafted a spell that would alter my form. And it worked.
Your form is certainly divine from where I stand. Are you bragging? Or are you truly packing a bespoke blessing of Dionysus down there?
I will show you mine if you show me yours.
Claw steps closer to the fire, muttering a druidic charm. The fire is extinguished, plunging the room into darkness.
Praise Dionysus indeed.
Beyond Graver's Dig's north gates, the flat plains turn to hills and eventually the sea. Hive Haven is a tiny one-family plot with a honeycomb yellow door. A couple of giant bees buzz slowly around even larger tree-sized sunflowers that picket the farm's perimeters. More of the giant bumblebees buzz up and down the sea cliffs where their hive is hidden in sea caves. At the door to the honey hole, Pansy rocks nervously on her heels as she raps soundly on the honeycomb-shaped yellow door. The honey hole door opens, revealing Tofu, the patriarch of the family, basic and fundamental, dressed in knee-length trousers and a yellow tunic.
Ah, a distant relative, I'm sure ye be, as we do not get visitors around these parts very often. Come in, lassie.
Hi. I'm Pansy, and Augie gave me your name, your Tofu, right?
Yes, that is I.
Good. Okay, good. And I'm here to talk about Flying Circus business.
That is my business, and that is what you come to see. Well, join us. We're just having our afternoon tea.
Oh, good.
Pansy sits at a feast-laden table packed with 15 tiny souls, men, women, children, grands, and elder grands. A few matriarchs dart about like busy bees delivering food and drink.
Yeah, I'm really hungry. That smells, that's good. That looks
well,
good.
Dine in. Oh, eat, drink, be merry. Halflings unite in food and fellowship. Yes, very delicious, right?
It's really good. There's a lot of honey in this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of honey.
Yep, it's right there, coming out of our house.
That's weird.
For the next while, Pansy feasts like a starving beggar on the bounty of Tofu's pantry.
What is your story?
Like way back, I always wanted to ride bees, and so that sort of brought me here. Did you not mean that?
No, I mean, where do you come from? What do you like? I mean, I love bees. You love bees. You're in the right place.
Bees, yeah. There's a lot of bees like circling the house. Yes. How do you sleep? It's very loud.
It's actually like a sleep machine. It puts us to sleep at night. It's very relaxing.
That's nice.
Listening to Enya.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but that sounds great.
Yes. So tell me, I heard you smashed the record.
Oh, we smashed the record. Yeah. So I'm a barbarian.
Yes.
And we went out on the hunt, and there was a kerfuffle, and we killed lots of things, but also captured lots of things. Hey. And so now we have to have a party, right? We're having this big celebration tonight in the arena, and we have a little bit of entertainment, but like we need more entertainment. And so I came here to hire you. Well, not just you, your troop, with the bees. The bees are important. You have to bring the bees.
One of the young halflings squeals with delight, and others perk up. Tofu, however, remains stoic.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to find anyone on such short notice.
There's like 30 people here.
There's 45, but I'm just pulling your leg. But I will say that we are professional acrobats, and what we do is not without risk. Many legs get broken, many eyeballs get smashed. The bee business is very, very dangerous and also expensive. And I'm sure a lady of your sorts couldn't afford us.
Oh, well, I mean, you would think that, but I have 1,000 torts, so...
I mean, I didn't mean... A lady of yours, of course, has money. That's a wonderful number. 1,000 torts. Charlie? Yes? Charlie approves, and for that price, we will bedazzle your spirits and bewitch your soul. Do you see the fun I put in there with bees?
That was so clever, and I'm going to be thinking about it so hard while I'm writing those bees.
It's unbelievable. I could go all day. It's all we do here.
Okay, here's my plan. You stay on the ground with like a loudspeaker, and you yell out all of the bee puns, and then I'll ride the bees.
You on our bees?
Yeah.
Have you ever ridden a bee?
I mean, I sort of rode one time.
One time? I'm sure.
As barkers call everyone to celebration, the main gate of the arena opens wide and revelers flood through. The bar, stocked with enough ale and spirits to drown a whale, is open and doing brisk business. Drinks flow fast as people are ravenous to get liquored up and get their groove on.
That's mine!
Master and his pack of mutts finish erecting a bonfire monument to the gods. He tosses a torch into a pool of oil at its base, officially kickstarting the party.
Hey!
A group of troubadours armed with lutes, recorders, and drums play lively tunes, prompting dancers to mingle. Our heroes, Armando, Calcimere, Claw, Pansy, and Torgrim, sit in plush velvet chairs in a VIP section, protected by large Arushan bouncers.
Did I not promise the greatest party ever?
You delivered the goods.
Pansy shoots to her feet, pointing skyward.
The bees are here!
Eyes quickly shift, following the finger. A lone bee slowly rises up, barely visible over the outer wall. It hovers for a beat, and then drops out of sight. The bee appears again, rising this time with another, a pair. Halflings climb from under the bees in a hidden position, up on top of the saddles. The troubadours fiddle and rap a fast-paced, jaunty song. The acrobats stand on their saddles as more acrobats climb from underneath the shoulder mount. And then more and more, foot to shoulder, until...
It's a pyramid scheme.
Indeed, the acrobats form a tri-level pyramid, 10 halflings in all, suspended on 2 bees. They hold for the applause, and then the 2 bees, holding up the pyramid, peel off, dropping the halflings tumbling into the air. Fearful gasps and shrieks call forth from the crowd. Then, more bees appear from below just in time to catch the falling acrobats. Each land on a separate bee and speed off. The swarm of bees descend into the arena bowl, dive bombing the crowd, spinning and performing looping maneuvers. The flying circus perform death-defying acrobatics for the next 30 minutes to the delight of the partygoers. At one point, One of the mounted riders hovers near Pansy, offering her his hand. Pansy says yes by jumping up and down and squealing. He takes Pansy's hand, lifts her up, and swings her onto the saddle behind him as the rider, the bee, and Pansy's spirits soar. After Pansy's return and the last bee speeds out of sight, people have time to refill their drinks and empty their bladders. Armando prepares for the performance of a lifetime. Armando in position, Pansy stands on her chair, waves, and yells to the crowd.
Give it up for Armando!
Armando walks around the bonfire with lute in hand. He strums the strings, testing and flexing his fingers. Calcimir casts thaumaturgy, augmenting his friend, so that his voice can be heard as far away as Sheol.
A is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore can.
Hajra is in a noble's luxury box above the arena. She moves closer, intrigued.
Love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
Hajra leaps off the balcony, her tumble turning into flight. She drifts gracefully like a butterfly, lands in front of Armando so that his singing directly to her. She sways to the music, following along, mouthing the words. When Armando finishes, Hajra sweeps him into her arms and they dance, pirouetting around the bonfire as the musicians pick up Armando's tune. At one point, gasps and exclamations are heard from the crowd near the center of the arena. Revelers crowd up to see what's going on. Calcimir is the first of the barbarians on the scene and spots the body of Rashidi lying on the ground. He rushes to Rashidi's body and inspects it for signs of life. There are no visible wounds, but Rashidi is unconscious or dead. Calcimir offers a prayer to Dionysus, and Rashidi comes to life, just as Skahak arrives. Skahak gives Calcimir an angry scowl, then lifts Rashidi effortlessly into her arms and flies off, urging the crowd to resume to their own business. Later that evening, when everyone is, how would Calcimir say it, like very inebriated, Master marches solemnly across the arena floor. On Master, as he approaches a large brass gong on the north end of the arena, he swings the hammer 3 times. Skahak and Hajra appear on a high balcony, a noble's luxury box at the northern end of the arena.
Silence!
A silent spell radiates the arena, reducing it to a gentle peace. Even the raging bonfire burns quiet. Skahak waits, scans the arena. Awkward silence building.
This place, Graver's Dig, is hallowed ground, consecrated haunting grounds. No longer will dwarves and outsiders control us. And who has given us this freedom? Brigthwina, mistress of the haunt!
Brigthina moves out of the shadows onto the balcony. The Fomorian demigoddess is tall, with a wild primordial beauty. Her eyes shine luscious green, pools of quiet storm. Her sleek body moves with the grace of a stag, wrapped in hip-hugging bark, leaves, and soft forest loam. Topping her regal brow arcs a graceful red deer antler horn. She looks at the upturned faces like a loving mother enjoying her brood.
Welcome, my children. Tonight we gather to celebrate the record-breaking barbarians' performance. Not only did they achieve the biggest score in Hunt history, they did it in record time.
The crowd nods, some clap. Most remain enraptured.
I'll keep this short, for tonight is a hunt celebration. Well done, barbarians. I welcome you into my pack.
The barbarians stand as the revelers applaud.
I have one special announcement. It has been too long since I've led a hunt. Therefore, in 5 days, I intend to do exactly that. Send forth messengers, by horse, by Gekken, by Nubble. Tell your friends, your family, colleagues, and fellow citizens, tell anyone who will listen, that I, Bricthwina, divine mistress of the hunt, is embarking on a primal chase that hasn't been witnessed since before the reign of the tyrant Cordava cursed these lands.
Pandemonium and riotous cheers erupt on the arena floor to Bricthwina's adulation.
And the grand prize?
She snaps a finger, and a dwarf wearing blazoned mithril plate magically appears next to her.
This set of fine mithril plate will be the reward to whoever stands with me to the end.
Master's pack of dogs howl, eerie, soul-rending howls.